Yeah, it's really me. I wanted to make a video today. I really didn't know what I wanted to talk about, but this channel does have a lot of Beatles stuff, John Lennon stuff, whatever we're talking about. But what I wanted to talk about was the Beatle releases in Canada because, excuse me, I live in Canada. I live in Alberta, Canada, and we're all talking about the Beatles 64 documentary, which I just saw. It was okay. It was a little disappointing. The problem is it jumps all over the place and you don't really know where they're going with it. And a lot of what we call talking heads and just famous people talking about things. Although I did see a young YouTuber make a video about it, and she was quite excited by it, which I guess is the point of the whole documentary, is for younger people really to understand what we old folks already knew. So what I want to get to, as you can see, I have there were three albums. I have two copies of one of these here, but it's a later release. In Canada, we had a wonderful guy called Paul White, who was the head of Capitol Records in Canada. And of course, you all in the States know about Dave Dexter Jr., and he was the head of Capitol in America. The problem was Dave Dexter Jr. was not really all that interested in taking on the Beatles, and he turned down all of their early releases. So in Canada, in February of 1963, which is a whole year before Ed Sullivan, Paul White took a chance on the Beatles. Excuse me, choking. Took a chance on the Beatles. And so we got all the Capitol Canada. We got Love Me Do. We got Please Please Me, From Me to You. And then we got She Loves You. Now, those first three singles didn't really do all that well. So if you're Canadian and you have one of those, you're sitting on a gold mine, just saying. But what happened was Paul White really believed in the Beatles from the get-go. He thought they were amazing and he wanted to promote them. So when She Loves You became number one, now get this, She Loves You not only went to number one in my home country of Canada, but it also was the first Beatles number one hit. That's right. Before I Want to Hold Your Hand, there was She Loves You. What I am holding here, and these are so precious. I talked about Record Collector's Paradise, which is the place where if you live in my city, oh my God, they're amazing. So what I have here are, like I said, I have two copies of. These albums are going to look strange to you, but I'm going to show them to you. These are original high fidelity 6000 series Capitol original Beatle albums. So I hope you can see that. Okay, so this is Beatlemania with the Beatles. And it looks almost like With the Beatles from the UK, which actually it was taken, Paul White and his crew in Canada made sure that they got the original EMI Parlophone master tapes. There's the back. Okay, now the thing you need to know about this is all the songs that are on Beatlemania with the Beatles are exactly the same songs in the same order on With the Beatles, which was the UK release. Now this was, of course, the second. With the Beatles was the second release, Please Please Me being the first. And what these are also is, I don't know if these were original sleeves, but I don't know if you can see that. Okay, this is Rainbow Label. And I will pull that out for you to let you have a better look. It's in absolutely pristine condition. This is an original Rainbow Label Beatlemania with the Beatles, made in Canada, printed in Canada for Canadians. And you can't get this unless you order it from somebody in Canada. These were not made in America. So this is the first one. I can get it back in here. Oh, Lord, we'll do that later. Okay, and the second one was this little goodie called Twist and Shout by the Beatles. And this came out right around the time when the Beatles hit Ed Sullivan. And this actually, and these are all mono, high fidelity. I won't tell you what I paid for them. Trust me, being a Beatle fan is not cheap, as you all know. So there's the back. Okay, I hope you're getting this. I really do. And this also is an original. And the songs on it actually are interesting. We have Anna, Chains, Boys, Ask Me Why, Please Please Me, Love Me Do, From Me to You. And then on side 2 we have P.S. I Love You, Baby It's You, Do You Want to Know a Secret, A Taste of Honey, There's a Place, Twist and Shout, and they ended up with She Loves You. On the back there's this, I know you can't read that, but there's a wonderful little blurb here that was written by about each Beatle. And it's quite, tells how tall they are and where they were born and what they like to eat. So it's quite, but this is considered one of the best sounding mono early original releases by the Beatles. If you can ever hear this, it'll blow your mind. And this, as you can see, like, I'll just take that off. This is like, this record is like 60 years old. 60 years old, I think in January this came out. And it's pristine. I don't know how this was, I almost felt bad because the record mustn't have been well loved. So we have Twist and Shout, Rainbow Label, original pressing. Okay, there you go. And of course, these are not the original sleeves, I don't think. They might be, but they probably switched them up. And again, and don't worry, my hands are clean. I'm very careful. I clean these. Absolutely pristine condition. The sound on this thing blows your mind all to bits. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, we're going to just put that down here on the floor. Now, this is the one that I have 2 of these. I have 2 of these. This one doesn't count because it's from the 70s. This little album was the album that I got when I was 8 years old. This is not the original. The original is up on the wall that my parents bought me. I know I'm pointing at nothing, and you don't know what I'm pointing at. This album meant so much to me that when John Lennon passed away, I put it, maybe at the end of the video I'll show you, I framed it. This album got played so much. I was in love with this album. As a matter of fact, see the picture of John there? See the picture of John? I used to go, I love you, John, every night. I was so in love with him. And again, we are Long Tall Sally. Looks like the Beatles' second album, but it isn't. The back looks the same too, except there's different songs on it. There's different track listing. We start with I Want to Hold Your Hand. I Saw Her Standing There, which is a boom, boom, punch. You Really Got a Hold on Me, Devil in Her Heart, Roll Over Beethoven, Misery. Side 2, we have Long Tall Sally. We've got something going on there. I Call Your Name, which is one of my absolute favorites. Please, Mr. Postman, This Boy, I'll Get You, and You Can't Do That. Now, I don't know if you can see this, where it says Paul White. Right there. Canadian album production, Paul White. This man didn't give up on the Beatles. Not at all. And again, these are all high fidelity, mono. Oops, the cover is trying to come off. And again, we've got a substitute white label. I'll put that down there. And again, there you go, side 1. And side 2. And again, I don't know how I was lucky enough to get these, but I'm telling you, absolutely pristine, right? Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And all these albums, they don't have scratches. I'll put that on the floor. They don't have any skips. This is a later, whoops, this is a later one from 1977. I could show it to you. It isn't on the rainbow. Oops, I love the picture. This isn't on the rainbow label. This is the original. This is the original, by the way. This is the original that this came with. And this is also the original sleeve, which is quite interesting. But when you take it out, you see, purple label. That's a purple label capital. So you can tell that that was not an original mono. This is in mono, though. And the purple label was the 70s re-release. So I just thought that I would show you the Canadian Beatle albums the way you've probably never seen them before. Those albums were precious to us up here in Canada, and we loved the Beatles too. Canadians loved the Beatles. We feel that we gave them a bit of a head start in North America. Once they hit Ed Sullivan, well, the whole world loved them after that. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I don't know if this will work. Oh, I'm going to go slow. Oh, yes, there's John. Hello, John. There is my original. Okay, I'm going to back it up a little. There's my original Beatles Long Tall Sally album. Okay, and I put that in a frame the day John died. Oops. Don't mind me here. I'm not good at making videos yet. I'm sure I'll get better. Whoops, don't want to. Oh, by the way, here, let me take you over here just for funsies. You're probably not going to be able to see this, but winter in Canada, lots of snow. We had a couple of big dumps of snow here. Anyway, I'm going to slowly, I'm trying not to make, here's my guitar. Trying not to make you guys dizzy. Forgive me. Forgive my hand. I'll put it back here so I can say goodbye. Okay, so I really hope you love, don't mind me trying to fix the camera. I hope that you enjoyed this little video about Beatle albums in Canada. And I hope to try to make more videos soon. Just getting used to this, and I'm new at it. Anyway, my name is Roxanne Oligny. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, as they say. Subscribe, and my comments are open. If you're nasty, you're gone. Okay, I want nice comments. I hope that people will be kind. And Canadian people, we are very nice. We are very polite. And that's how we are. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you enjoyed seeing those Canadian Beatle albums. Okay, namaste. Bye-bye.